when it comes to languages, I think after all these years, I've found what two things. It's like, how do I learn best? I learn best from reading, actually, not from hearing it, but to read, because then you can kind of read it again and again at your own pace. And then also, what would I use the most? What would be most useful? And that's how I came to Japanese. I mean, the first time I tried Japanese, I was like 15. Because I was watching a lot of movies in Japanese, like Godzilla, and I'd always wonder, well, how cool would it be to not have to read the subtitles and just know it?
And that's interesting because you're learning Japanese to do Japanese movies, but not anime.
No, well, now it's different. Back then, I was trying it with learning just the verbal language, actually just hearing. I was trying to learn it to hear it, right? Now I'm trying to learn it to read it. So instead of my approach to Japanese now, I know very little, but in the overall, I mean, I know more than most Americans would, but I know very little as far as I'm probably at a kindergarten level Japanese. But I'm starting with the text. So I skipped over Romeiji, or how it's pronounced, Romeiji, because it's basically that is the English text.
Yeah.
So I'm reading it in an actual Japanese, type.
Romanji, right? Where it's spelled out in English.
Romeiji's when it's spelled out usually using our alphabet.
Yeah. You're doing the katakana now?
Yeah, katakana, hiragana, I have those all memorized, so I can sound out anything that's written in hiragana or katakana. There's more of a chance of me understanding what it is I'm saying if it's katakana, because that katakana uses a lot of foreign words, foreign to Japanese.
Yeah.
So hiragana, it doesn't. I can sound them out. I can say the words, but I don't know what a lot of them mean yet. So that's where I'm working on is my vocabulary. When it comes to kanji, however, and kanji is also in China, so I kind of get 2 for 1, and that's it's a little different, but a lot of the meanings are the same. I've been finding kanji. I have about 520 characters memorized, and when you know kanji, there's a good chance I'll kind of know what this is about that I'm reading, because I'll be able to pick up what this character means or something.
Right.
So that kanji, believe it or not, it's the most daunting because there's so many characters to know.
Yeah.
I mean, thousands. But going with the most common ones, it's almost picture based. I mean, not exactly, but I kind of think of it like a very, very ancient form of emojis almost. You can because emojis is almost becoming a new language in a way.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. You put a bunch of symbols together and it means something. So it's really interesting when you look back at that and how human language has evolved over the years. So kanji has taught me a lot about just language in general. So I really love the kanji part the most, surprisingly, even though it's the most daunting. But yeah, where I'm at now, I just need to work on more vocabulary and learning more about the grammar as well. But if you write me something in hiragana or katakana, I can at least sound it out.
Yeah, notice with friends I have in Japan or otherwise, if I even attempt to talk to them in Japanese, they're like, listen, we're trying to practice our English on you.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
And I know people who go to Germany and stuff a lot, like Ryan from Cinemassacre, his family's all from Germany and Bavaria and stuff. And if they go there and try and start speaking German at a restaurant, ordering something, they'll just say, nah, and give you the English menu and talk to you. And they're like, our English is better than your German. Don't worry about it. You know?
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of why learn anything? I don't know. I know that's sad.
Especially nowadays, Google
I think,
Translate and everything is out.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
Well, what's great is I could play a video game that's in Japanese.
That's cool.
And I could be that says continue, that says mode, that, I'll be able to kind of know a little bit about how to play the game, because, a lot of times you'll play a game, it's Famicom or something, and it's and you just see all this text and you're like, well, what do I select? So that actually,
especially
that's
when RPGs and stuff, you can't even RPGs for sure most of the time.
And that's why I picked Japanese, because there's more of a chance of me encountering Japanese
that makes sense.
To read.
Yeah.
I mean, because to speak in their language, like you're saying, it's such a rare opportunity. And it happens so rare that I'm never going to really be able to learn that, and not in a long time. So reading it has been more useful for me.
Yeah, especially learning at your own pace and just figuring it out.
Like a lot of times, like a game will have an instruction manual or something, and like it's all in Japanese. So sometimes that really helps. So I'm really interested in reading manga like in Japanese and trying to see how much I could learn. Because every time I try, then I learn a little bit more, just a little bit each time. So watching, what I'd really love is more movies with Japanese subtitles, because that's hard to find. It's hard because usually you'd find it in English subtitles. But if I could find one, like I don't even care, even if it's a movie that's in English but has Japanese subtitles,
that might actually help even more too. Is if it's a movie in English where you already know what's being said.
Oh yeah,
but you're reading it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.